Hello Cloud Pedagogians, welcome back to Cloud Pedagogy. So in today's session we are going to talk about merge conflict resolution as they relate to Git. So we are going to learn what is a Git merge conflict and then how to resolve it. We first need to understand how conflicts are introduced into a shared code repository. And then of course we just need to understand the steps that we must take in Git to resolve these conflicts. So first let's understand what is a merge conflict. A merge conflict is an event that occurs when Git is unable to automatically resolve differences in code between two commits. When all the changes in the code occur on different lines or in different files, Git will successfully merge commits without your help. However, when there are conflicting changes on the same lines, a merge conflict occurs because Git doesn't know which code to keep and which to discard. So when working in Git, users can combine commits from two different branches, action known as merging. Files are automatically merged unless there are conflicting sets of changes. That is, the commits update the same line of code differently. So when do you think a Git merge conflict occurs? As I said before, a conflict arises when two separate branches have made edits to the same line in a file, or when a file has been deleted in one branch but edited in the other one. If Git detects a conflict, it will highlight the conflicted area and ask which code you wish to keep. Once you tell Git which code you want, you can save the file and proceed with the merge. Let's see a scenario of an example on how a Git merge conflict works. Let's assume there are two developers. Suppose you and I are working on a same team. Both of us pull the same code file from the remote repository and try to make various changes in the file called index.html. I make some changes to the file, commit them, and then push the changes to the remote Git repository. You also make some changes to the same file, commit them, and start pushing the changes to the same Git repository. However, Git detects a conflict because the changes you made conflict with the changes I made. To prevent such conflicts, developers work in separate isolated branches. The git merge command combines separate branches and resolves any conflicting edits. So next we'll understand how do you resolve merge conflicts in Git. Now we'll learn about various native commands to visualize and resolve the Git merge conflicts. Here is how you can resolve the conflicts. First, you fetch and merge the latest changes from the remote repository with a command called git pull. Then you identify the one or more conflicting files with git status. After that, you open the conflicting files using a text editor, as you know the command vim file name. And next, finally resolve the conflict. The conflicting changes are marked by the text as shown in the screen. You need to choose which changes to keep and which to discard. Manually edit the file to combine the conflicting changes. So in this example, I have changed the website heading to Welcome to Cloud Pedagogy. While you have changed the heading to Welcome to Cloud Pedagogy, do and learn. Both changes have been added to the file. You can now decide which heading to keep or edit the file to combine the changes. In either case, remove the markers that indicate the beginning and end of the changes, leaving only the code you want. Finally, this is the code I wanted to keep. After that, you save all of your changes and close your editor. Shortly after that, add the file to the staging area with git add file name. And then commit the changes with git commit command. This command commits the changes with the message resolved merge conflict. Finally, push the changes to the remote repository with git push. There are many other ways to resolve the conflicts. As a beginner, this is the simplest way to start with. Just note that merge conflicts are a good reason to focus your changes on code. The more you change in a file, the greater potential for the conflict. So, it's always a good idea that you should make more commits with fewer changes each. You should avoid making monolithic change that combines multiple feature enhancements or bug fixes into one, because the commits with clear intent are easier to track. A git merge conflict may seem intimidating at first, but now that you know how to do it, you will see that it is easily resolved. So that's all for the theory about merge conflict. We will get practical into the next session. Until then, keep watching and keep learning.